Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. This is the review of Arsenal versus Hull City. The final score being 0-0, which has forced us into a replay at the KC Stadium in a couple of weeks' time. In truth, although I'm glad we haven't lost the game, to have a replay against Hull away from home, in and around those congested fixtures that we've got coming up against United away, Spurs away, this is the last result we needed, and it is another game in which we can potentially pick up more injuries. On the day as well, this performance was rather concerning considering it was Hull's second-rate side, and I do say that with respect to Hull and Steve Bruce, it was their rather second-string 11, apart from their defence, which did seem to be relatively reassured in that sense. It was also a rather second-rate team from us, although it does show and emphasise really that we do still have some fantastic options, and it does really show that we've got some fantastic strength in depth. But we couldn't get a couple of goals against this Hull City side, and scoring goals has been an evident problem for us. I can't really remember the last time we turned over a team about 4 or 5, even 6-0. It seems to be ages since we've absolutely made a mockery of a side. And I wasn't necessarily anticipating that to happen today, but I was rather hoping for an emphatic and morale-boosting victory ahead of that game against Barcelona. And this result will not do us any favours at all heading into that game against Barcelona. And I don't really think that this game can be held accountable for whatever result happens on Tuesday night, because you've got to take into account that we will be playing a totally different 11 in that game against Barcelona. You have to remember, on one hand, albeit it was a disappointing result tonight, we were playing a team of players that haven't played together really at all. And I think one problem we had in the team today was we had no creative outlet in that centre attacking midfield role, in that Mesut Ozil position, as it were. I don't see Alex Iwobi being a number 10. I see him more on the flank. He has got excellent vision, excellent close control, an excellent shot on him, and he has all the attributes to be a winger or possibly a centre forward in the future. And I don't think that centre attacking midfield role is necessarily working for him at this moment in time. We had 4 runners playing beyond the midfield, Iwobi being one of them, Joel Campbell, Theo Walcott and Danny Welbeck, but no one to play them in, no specialist in the attacking midfield role like Mesut Ozil, and the other options we've got like Thomas Rosicky, Santi Cazorla and Jack Wilshere are all out injured, so we were kind of forced into the situation of playing Iwobi or risking Mesut Ozil ahead of the game against Barcelona. So we were in a way relying on Mohamed Elneny and Matthew Flamini to create something for us in the midfield. Elneny, I thought, did a very decent job of not necessarily creating but keeping things ticking over. He does seem to be a very sound player, a very safe player. I'd like to see a little bit more from him at some point, but he's not a world beater. I think we all know that. That's not to say he won't be one in the future, but he's a very reassuring player, good option to have in the squad, and someone I definitely think is an improvement on someone like Matthew Flamini. Regarding Flamini, bombarding up the pitch for the whole game, not disciplined to his role at all. Very, very concerning performance from him, I would say. Although he didn't have much defensive work to do, neither did the whole back line, really. I don't think Ospina had a save to make in this game. I do think Flamini has to be more disciplined to his position if he is to merit a start in this Arsenal team, which for me, he doesn't really deserve to be starting in this Arsenal side in the year of 2016. He has had his time in Arsenal Football Club, and I'm actually quite amazed that he still is playing for Arsenal. I mean, he must walk onto that pitch every single time he plays thinking how he's still in the 11, because it is a bit of a mystery to all of us. But like I say, the defence was rather sound, albeit didn't have a lot to do. Ospina was calm in goal, although, like I say, didn't have a save to make. But it's just concerning how we couldn't get a goal in this game. Just not one goal against a second-rate Hull City side does spark cause for concern. Danny Welbeck for me was excellent throughout the course of the match. I was amazed that he was taken off, given that he was our best player in this game, my man of the match personally. As well as that, Theo Walcott had a couple of good chances, but nothing clear-cut. I think our best chance was probably through that knockdown from Olivier Giroud, playing into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who should have at least tested the goalkeeper. We didn't even do that. It was a poor effort from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Danny Welbeck, like I say, had about 3 or 4 good chances, which was saved excellently by the Hull keeper, and as well as that excellent save again by the Hull keeper from the Joel Campbell free kick. It seems to be that we make goalkeepers look like world beaters every single time. Every time a goalkeeper comes to the Emirates, they've got something to add to their show reel, and it's amazing that it seems to happen time and time and time again. And it can't be that these goalkeepers are world class every time they play us. It's that our finishing is pretty diabolical, and it's something that's got to be improved. And I would hope going into that game against Barcelona, we're able to look at that, revise it, and just generally improve it, because we've got to take our chances when they come to us. We've got to be more clinical, because we create loads, but we just aren't able to finish it off. And in that second half, we didn't create a lot. We had no outlet whatsoever. Like I say, we severely missed the creating attacking midfielder, someone like Mesut Ozil. There was a shout for a penalty. I think it was Alex Bruce that handled the ball. I need to see that again. Of course, I haven't really seen it as I was watching it in the stadium at the time, but certainly something to be debated on. And now we've got ourselves in a position where we go into that game against Barcelona with not the highest of confidence. On one hand, like I say, it will be a completely different 11, different fullbacks. The only thing I expect to be the same in that game against Barca is Koscielny and Mertesacker playing at centre-half, but we'll have Oxlade-Chamberlain starting, I assume, Alexis Sanchez, who looked incredibly rusty when he came on. That's a rather worrying factor. He doesn't seem to be at his best just yet after coming back from injury. Got to prove a point against Barcelona for me. Giroud looks excellent every time he plays. I thought he was superb when he came off the bench. Welbeck, I think he's got a very good case to start that game against Barcelona because he was magnificent throughout the course of today. We'll have Ozil playing, we'll have Coquelin back in the side, Aaron Ramsey, Petr Cech. So should be an interesting game on Tuesday night. Got to go out there and prove a point. And regarding that game, I'm not too worried about what the result will be. My expectation for the Champions League is, you know, comparable to what West Ham's expectation for the Premier League is. So I'm not pinning too much hope on that game on Tuesday night. I'm just hoping we don't get embarrassed. We put in a performance that we're proud of and we can put today behind us. Hopefully go to the KC Stadium in a few weeks' time, get a result there, win a third FA Cup, do as well as we can in the Champions League, hopefully win the league title. And yeah, that's my summary of how I think the rest of the season will go. But anyway, guys, get your thoughts on today's disappointing, dismal draw against Hull City in the comments box below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video if you have enjoyed it. Please do subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV. And as always, I'll be speaking to you very, very soon.